Well, welcome to the Agility Addicts Anonymous podcast. This is our first episode, and it feels
Woo.
a little bit like the first time we did an agility course. We're not quite sure what's going to happen, um, but hopefully we're going to remember what we're doing. And I'm here with Rach and Lorna.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. And we thought it, well, I gently coerced my friends to join in this podcast because, I was looking for something online podcast that wasn't sort of some expert giving loads of training, but something a bit more lighthearted that would help people like me and us guys who are starting off. We don't really know what we're doing, but we're pretty addicted and committed to it and couldn't really find lots. So we thought, let's make one ourselves. So here we are. So we thought we'd introduce a bit about ourselves on this episode, and maybe if it goes well, if we can persuade some people who know what they're talking about to come on in future episodes and we can ask them questions, we're going to do that. So, who wants to start us off by telling how they got involved with agility and how it's been for them?
I think you keep going. You do
Shall I
your
keep
bit.
going?
And then
Okay.
yeah, do
All
you,
right.
and then we'll go.
All right. Well, so my dog Romilly is, I think, what's she now? 20 months old, border collie. And so we are still kind of doing a lot of training, doing independent events with a view to do our first Kennel Club event in May, which is very exciting.
Yeah.
And so, we did puppy training. We live down in Somerset and we're very near Pausability, which some of you guys might have heard or been to some of their events. So we got Romilly as a puppy from Mid Wales, not too far from where Rach is. And we did puppy training, and everybody said to us, well, not everybody, but quite a lot of people said to us, "Oh, you're getting a collie, they're crazy." And so I was quite determined that she wasn't going to be crazy, or if she was crazy, it would just be now and again, and we were going to do a lot of training. So went through a lot of puppy training at Pausability, which was really good fun. Um, and was actually at a bit of a challenging time in me and my kids' lives. So it was actually quite a welcome uh, release, really, going to a group. And I like dogs and hanging out with other dog owners. And then we got to the end of puppy training, and it was kind of like, well, what do we do now? And anyone who knows Romney knows that she loves running, jumping, um, and anything to do with being athletic. So it seemed an obvious thing that we would try out agility, and we had no idea what we were letting ourselves in for, really. And people like Lorna and Rach and other people at Pausability would say things like, "Oh, you're going to get addicted. You're going to get addicted to it." And I was like, "No, I'm not." And a few months down the line, I think we are. um, so yeah, we do a bit of training each week. Um, Doing little independent shows since probably September, October. Um, we've got one tomorrow that Lorna and Jackson, her dog, are going to be at, which is going to be exciting. And we're trying
Yeah.
to walk the tightrope of being competitive and focused, but also having fun and it not getting too heavy. Um, so yeah, that's us. Rach?
Hello. Um, oh, I don't know what to say now. I should have written some pointers. So yeah, I'm Rachel, mother of four rescue collies for my sins. I don't know why I thought four rescue dogs at once would be a good idea, let alone collies, but there we are. Um, so I started agility with my boy Pedro, um, mostly as a way to like sort his reactivity out and his behavioural issues. Like I thought it would be. I'd always wanted to do it, but my previous dog was deaf, and we didn't get her until she was 7, so that was never going to happen. And then we got Pedro, who had a myriad of problems. And I thought, right, okay, this is my chance because he's a clever boy. And we never got very far because he got arthritis at the ripe age of 8. Also, it turned out he was 2 years older than we were led to believe he was when we adopted him. So that wasn't a great start. But I think by the time he had, I think we'd literally had our first independent competition. And then it was about 2 months after he got diagnosed with arthritis. He had these strange lumps come up on his hocks, and that was kind of the end of it. Still do a little bit of any size with him, but that was as far as he was really going to go at that point. And that's where Eva came in, who was our third rescue. Is she our third rescue? Yeah, so we got Eva, who was 2, I think, when we got her. And she just excelled. She's just taken to it like that's what she was born to do. It's really natural to her. She's a really clever little kid. She's not an easy dog by any means. Screaming brat majority of the time. I love her, I think. But yeah, she's doing cracking. She went from grade 1 to 4 last year, and she's set the bar like stupidly high for any other dog I'll ever have. Which is really unfortunate for Theon, who's now my third agility dog, and not such a natural.
Oh.
I know. I think like if she was my first agility dog and I'd never had Eva, I'd be like, oh, Theon's pretty good, you know.
Poor
Yeah,
Theon.
Eva's definitely, like you said, set that bar going from grade 1 to 4 in the first year is, amazing.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? And I still feel like I'm not quite sure how considering our contacts are still awful, I don't really know how we pulled that off, but we did. So we
Just
plow on.
can I I want to interrupt. If that's all right. So there may be people from other countries listening, possibly, who don't understand what you're talking about in terms of the grades. So really quickly explain explain in the UK what the grading system is.
It's with the grading, you've at kennel club shows. So kennel club, which is, I suppose, how do we describe them? They're the sort of main body that govern the majority of shows within the UK. But there is different organisations as well, isn't there? There's like Agility for All, and I think Nexus. They're quite new, aren't they, as well? Rach, you might know a bit more about the others than I do, but you've got the kennel club. So they start off at grade 1, and from grade 1 to 4, you can progress either on wins or on points. I think that's right, isn't it?
Rach would know more than me.
And then it goes up to grade 7, which is the top grade within the UK, which is where most of your sort of champ dogs are, and all your qualifiers are going up sort of past that grade 7. But
Brilliant. So you've done very well, Rach, with Eva to go up to. So what grade are you now?
4.5.
4.5.
We just had our 2 wins towards grade 5.
I love that. I love that. 4.5. That's great.
Grade 4.5. We're making our own rules. And then there's Theon, who's grade 2 by proxy, because once you've passed grade 1 with a dog, you never to return to it. So any further dog you have will always be grade 2 from a starting point. So Theon is grade 2, but if she's very much a grade 1 dog, if you know what I mean. But she hasn't been training for very long, and I kind of threw her in at the deep end. Like, she did a lot of her training at shows on the hoof. I was like, well, we're going anyway, so you're coming too. You know what the equipment is. You can figure the rest out. But she's picking it up now, bless her. She's starting to like actually get it, if you know what I mean. She's like showing more enthusiasm for it, and she's having a laugh, bless her. And that is the best way to, like, Eva does it as her job. She's like Matilda, like she wants to learn everything, and Theon's just there for a laugh. Sounds is all right. I'll go in that tunnel, or I might just go and sniff over here, or I might see if anyone's got any food outside the ring. Like, it's a bit of a laugh, isn't it? I'm like, no, it's not really, actually. But yeah, so that's my dogs. Over to Lorna.
And hang on, you where? Tell us where you live. You're about 15 hours away somewhere, aren't you?
Deepest, darkest West Wales in Pembrokeshire.
Perfect.
Nice.
Cheers,
Thanks,
cheers,
Rach.
Rach. Come on,
Yeah.
Lorna. Tell us about yourself, Lorna, and your dog.
Yeah, I'm Lorna. So Jackson is my first agility dog. He's a rescue. I got him at 10 months from Fern Animal Sanctuary down in Somerset, which is where we live. He's not my first collie. We've had three collies before, as family dogs. And yeah, our last collie, she passed away in 2023, and I had a bit of a gap of having any dogs, and decided that it was time to get another dog again, in 2024. So sort of in the summer of 24, I was looking around for a dog. I mean, probably a bit biased, but I feel like when you've had a collie, it's quite difficult to have any other breed just because of how, yeah, just because of how intelligent and how the bond that you can have with those collies is amazing. And no two collies are ever the same as well. They've all got such different personalities, which is what I love about collies. Um, so yeah, I started hunting for a dog, and yeah, it was July 24, and I came across Jackson's advert for an animal sanctuary. I saw his picture and instantly fell in love with him. He's his gorgeous face. So straight away booked a visit to go and see him. And yeah, it was kind of like one of those meant to be moments because even before I'd agreed to adopt him, we'd somehow made it on BBC News. So that was, that was
Yeah.
amazing. So yeah, that was yeah, they were doing a BBC News thing on the animal sanctuary, and it was when we was going to view him, and they said, "Oh, do you mind if we just film you guys at the end, just as like a happy story?" Because I was like trying to raise awareness of how so many rescues are obviously struggling at the moment with rising costs and everything. So yeah, we ended up being on TV, and at this point, I was just wanting a dog, a pet dog, not didn't really have the sort of agility bug at this point. We, when I say agility bug, I mean I used to have like when I was younger, like a teenager, we used to have little jumps in the garden. I used to do bits with the other dogs, but it was never, proper agility or anything like that. It was all just a bit of fun. I mean, it is all fun now, but yeah, it gets, as we've already said, it's very addictive. And yeah, when I brought Jackson home, I actually reconnected with another family down here in Somerset who had one of the puppies from our previous dogs. And we ended up going for some walks with them, and they had done some agility with their dogs when they were younger. They're older dogs now, but yeah, when they were younger, they did agility with them, and they said, "Oh, you should try it out with Jackson." Being that he was a young dog and a new dog, so like I said, it's something that I'd never really thought much about. But they gave me the details of a trainer that lives very close to me, called Angela Williams. She's very successful trainer, and had some really great titles and had some really great dogs over the years. So yeah, I got in touch with her, and then we started just on like one-to-one training initially. And he just, I mean, we both just fell in love with it really. He's so clever, and he took to it so well. For him, obviously, being a rescue dog, like obviously with Rach said, it's can be difficult because you've not had him from being a puppy. So you're obviously trying to learn a lot of those foundation skills that a lot of people are learning from like as soon as that they bring that dog home. Whereas yeah, with Jackson, he was about a year old when we started. So although he picked up very quickly, I think the thing we struggled with the most initially was just his excitement and his arousal, which we still do struggle a bit with now. But he went from like the first 10 months of his life not really doing much. I mean, not doing much. His previous owner, did do things with him, and he'd obviously done some training, but for him, he did get left a lot, which is he has got separation anxiety. So it was it was one of those things where he went from pretty much doing nothing like exciting for the first 10 months to then doing all this exciting agility. So yeah, his arousal and the I say reactivity, it's not really reactivity, it's just excitement. But yeah, when we're at a show and at training, he's definitely getting better with it. But yeah, when we first started out, it was quite difficult because he was so excited. And I mean, he's very impatient anyway. He likes to always be on the go, but equally he can also be very lazy, which is so funny because when we've been out at shows or we've been out training, the minute we get home, he's like, "Right, I'm going to bed now." But yeah, so we started out, like I said, with the one-to-one training. And then once we'd got enough of the basic sort of foundation stuff down, with Angela's help on the one-to-ones, we then joined one of our local dog training clubs called Donya Dog Training. They're based in Taunton. We're really lucky. We've got a indoor arena that we can train in sand. They've got Gallican equipment, which is really nice. And yeah, that's once a week. So we train there once a week. But yeah, when I first started doing the one-to-ones, it was at the end of 2024, we started with the one-to-one. And then at the start of last year, we had a few more one-to-one sessions. I went to Crufts in March just to watch. So that was like my first kind of exposure of like seeing agility in person at, the top level. I went to watch just for the one day. We went on the Sunday last year, and seeing all the sort of top level dogs was just so inspiring to me. And I remember going to Crufts on the Sunday, and then I went back to my next training session with Angela, and I said, I want to start competing this year. Bearing in mind this is in March and we hadn't done any competitions or anything like that. I was like, I want to compete this year. So let's make that happen. And and then our first show was North Somerset show in May last year, and we just did a couple of steeplechasers, and looking back they were absolutely shocking, but we got to start somewhere. I think we did our first jumping in June, and then our actual agility in the ring was end of September. So it was definitely a gradual thing, and we definitely learned a lot last year because it went from just literally learning the basics to I want to compete. So that's what we did, and we managed to get through to grade 2 at the end of last year. So we've now also, I'm going to use Rachel's term, grade 2.5. We got one more. We got to get one more win in agility to go up to grade 3 now. So it's been quite a journey the last year, and I'm excited. It's been great to obviously connect with you guys and share our experiences, and especially at the start of our journeys while we're all sort of navigating it. And it's quite nice that we're kind of, although we're all quite new to it, we're also at different stages where we can help each other as well. Obviously, Rachel is that bit further ahead than me, and then obviously I've only just started out with the KC shows like later on last year, and then now obviously Ben's in the position where he's going to be moving with Romilly into the KC shows this year, which is really nice. So it's definitely been an exciting past year, and we've really enjoyed it. And all I will say is if you've got a quick dog, get sprinting, because that's something I've learned. I need to get quicker.
Thanks guys for sharing. And one of the things I really like we have our little group chat on Instagram is we'll share little things that have kind of got our attention or things that we've been thinking about. So we thought on our little podcast we might kind of share each time some things that we've noticed or things we've been thinking about or working on. So Rach, did you want to share what you've been thinking about, or something you've noticed, or something you've been working on?
I mean, we're just continuously working on contacts. That's our main at the minute. So I don't know how we got as far as we did with like really dodgy contacts, but so we're like that is our focus. We're taking it back to basics. Like pretty much all I think about is target points and touch zones and when I can train it next, and what I'm going to do in the ring, and how I have to forfeit the run if she doesn't touch it, and I have to reset and I have to make sure she does it. And that's just like all my overarching thoughts are about contact zones at the minute. So that's me. And obviously you're ploughing on with your running dog walk training,
Yeah,
which is admirable and brave.
yeah. Explain what you mean about contact zones.
Okay, so when you've got you've got jumping runs, which are tunnels, jumps, and weaves, and then you've got your agility runs, which is all the cool stuff that you see, like your seesaws, your dog walks, which is a big plank on an up plank and a down plank, like a balance beam that the dogs have to go down, and then you've got the A frame, which is, as it sounds, is like a big A-shaped frame that they have to go up one side, down the other. But what they all have in common is that they've got a contact zone at the end, which the dog has to make contact with. And if they don't make contact with it, it's faults on your run, and you need a faultless run to move up. Like a win isn't good enough on its own. You've got to have the fault-free win. So hitting those contact zones, like when your dog is running at speed, is what you're aiming for. And it's not as easy as you would think. As we're
No. No. How about you guys, Lorna? What's something that you
Our sort of biggest challenge recently has been our dog walk entry. So we have a stopped dog walk. So we have a running for our contacts. We have a running A-frame, and then a stopped dog walk. And something that happened when we first started doing agility in the ring. Like I said earlier, because he gets so excited and he's a very fast dog. When we first did one of our indoor shows at Plausibility, he actually came off the dog walk, and it kind of it set him back a little bit because he was very hesitant to go back on it. When he came off it, obviously I made sure he was okay. I put him back on just to make sure and reassure him that it is all right. But something that as a result of that, sort of over the winter, he has been a bit reluctant to go onto the dog walk sometimes, especially if it's quite a fast entry. Coming out of a tunnel onto a dog walk, or quite a sequence of jumps onto a dog walk. So that's something we've had to really sort of reinforce and just get his confidence back. Which we've been doing a lot of that at training, and he's been a lot better with it. So yeah, it's something that I would say, obviously, if you're coming into it, just really be cautious of the dog walk, and if you need to slow them down, just to slow them down, because it can obviously set you back if they're going to be just running past it or trying to avoid it. So yeah, that's the main thing we've been struggling with. Apart from me as well, just half the time giving him the wrong direction, which ends up being us getting eliminated. But it's very much we're learning together. So it's there's just so much you have to think about. And but yeah, I think like all of us, we've all learned a lot in the last year, and it's you've got to just take your time with it, and especially with the dog walk. It was just a bit of a shock when it did happen, and then it's then realizing the time you've then got to make up and then take that extra time training to then rebuild that back. So that was something that we've been working on. But he's definitely a lot better with it now. And with time you can build that confidence back. But it's definitely something to be cautious of with young fast dogs. Because obviously collies can be quite sensitive with things. So if they come off something like that, or I know some dogs are quite, they can be a bit sensitive with like the seesaw banging noises and stuff like that. It's just something that you have to be wary of, especially with young dogs. If they're quick, you don't want them to put themselves off it, and obviously delay things if you're wanting to move forward. But ultimately it's making sure that you can just build that confidence back up, which you can. It can just take a bit of time, which is important to make sure that they do get it and they understand, actually I can do it and it's not scary. I just need to know when I need to slow down, which was Jackson's problem. He just was like, I'm just going to go one speed all the way around this course. I'm going to come off a dog walk, so I'm going to knock every pole. And he's gotten a lot better with that. So but again, when it's new to dogs that are young and that it's new to them, just like it's new to us, you have got to just learn and iron out these things that it's just an experience.
Mm, brilliant. Cheers for sharing that, Lorna. I think, yeah, I'm sort of, me and Romley are sort of steps back from you guys, but even now it's like that tension of, you want your dog to be fast, but at the same time, you could have the fastest dog in the world, but if you miss those contacts or you consistently make little mistakes, it doesn't mean anything, does it? And I think that's the challenge we've been
There's such a
working.
balance.
Yeah, like it's hard to kind of how you don't want to be reeling them in, but you want them to have the control and um so we've been working on as Rach kind of mentioned our running dog walk. So we've had a little astroturf mat at the bottom of a plank of wood that one of my sons got from work in our garden. And I think my neighbors and kids and family members think I've probably lost the plot about how excited I've been getting every time she runs down the plank and hits the mat with her feet, because that's what we're trying to shape that behavior. So then when she's coming and running down the dog walk at full speed, she'll instinctively know to hit the contact at the bottom. So yeah, I don't know why I just thought we'll do 14 days of focusing on it. And it's been quite interesting because yeah, we've been learning and Romney's been learning about to do that, but actually it's I've been keeping a little journal about what have I noticed about Romley, how does she learn, you know, oh, added this thing and it threw this out. And so it's been quite interesting for sort of the longer term, broader thing of understanding more about Romilly, which has
That's cool. So
been
we've
quite
all got
helpful.
we've got like just spreadsheets for our results, and you've got like a dog dear diary.
Well,
I love it.
did I? Well, I kind of, it was like a light bulb moment because I think I probably slip into, right, we need to learn how to do this practical skill, but actually it's far more than that, isn't it? It's not just, oh, if I repeat this with my dog 1,000 times, she'll get it. It's actually if I can teach her to look for that mat and have that behavior, then she's almost searching it and doing it herself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And so that
yeah,
was like a big light bulb moment for me of thinking, oh, wow, actually, my dog's really clever, which I kind of know, but actually to sort of have that. So I'm thinking, okay, well, when we're sort of tackling other things, how can I remember that we're not just kind of doing 1,000 reps? It's like, well, how can I make it more and kind of tap into her, what she's learning and what she's motivated to do, if that makes sense?
yeah. Like
Yeah.
her natural way of learning,
Yeah.
get into her
Which I
head.
guess, which I guess, you do with your kids and other people. And so, yeah, it's been quite interesting. Um,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, you guys have
hopefully,
really, yeah, you've really been locking in with the dog walk, which has been good.
probably
Yeah,
slightly obsessively, but anyway, we
so a
enjoy it.
labour
So,
of love, and it will pay
yeah.
off dividends if you nail it.
Absolutely.
So,
I think as well the thing that's like been so amazing for me with Jackson. I mean, obviously collies are bred to control movement, but for me, like with our training and how we've been progressing with our agility journey, is just how in tune to my body he is, and how responsive he is to my body language. And obviously, as you know, as anyone starts to do agility, like you will learn that more and more. But
mm,
just the slight movements that we all do, and how responsive our dogs are to that. I just think it's amazing. Especially whenever me and Jackson are running a course, every time, especially in training, I'll learn something new about me and about him in terms of something I do and how that affects then his performance in there. And it's just I find it so incredible how in tune they are to our body and our body language. It's amazing.
mm.
Guys, I've got to shoot.
You're going to
There's a
have to
lot,
go. So
there's a lot of
let's
barking going on. I think I've got to go and get a gate.
really, really, really quickly before we go, just shout out, where are you guys going to be competing in the next few weeks, Rach and Lorna?
I've got an independent, not this Sunday, but the Sunday after, and then pausability the week after that.
Perfect.
Nice. Yeah, I've got Dog Squad with you tomorrow, Ben. So that's a
Yeah.
nice independent over in Somerton. And then I've got agility base. Yeah, on the Saturday, the 28th. So we've got 3 agility runs there. So we'll see what happens, but looking forward to that.
Perfect. Yeah, we're at Dog Squad tomorrow. And then we're just keeping on with a couple of independent ones. And looking to maybe doing an A4A event in April and Kennel Club in May. So, well, thanks a lot,
Nice.
guys.
No
And
worries.
Cool.
Thank you.
look forward to our next episode.
Yeah, we'll catch up
Yeah,
with you
me
all
too.
soon.
Thank you. Bye,
Cheers, guys.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.